Okay, good evening. Not used to using the microphone. We don't always use this for events. My name is Christian Bloom, and I'm Dean of the Vincent University Jasper campus. Welcome to our campus, and welcome to the Center for Technology, Innovation, and Manufacturing. It's our pleasure to partner with Dubois County Clerk Amy Kippenbrock to put on the Candidates Forum this evening. And you know what? I'm just grateful, right, that we have people here in our community who are willing to seek public service, right, and to serve us as a community. What would we do if we didn't have people who were willing to really take on this noble cause? So let's just start by giving everybody a round of applause for being here tonight. So without further ado, I will turn things over to Amy. Thank you.
So thanks for coming tonight for Meet the Candidate. Thanks to VUJC for the space to host this forum. Thank you to local Republican and Democratic parties for hosting the evening with me. As clerk, it does take a collaboration to make things happen. So we appreciate that. We appreciate support from other offices like Dubois County Sheriff's Department and others that are spreading the word to help people be aware that we have this going on tonight. Thanks for coming to listen to what the candidates have to say. I am Amy Kippenbrock, your county clerk. The clerk's office and the election board make the elections transpire in Dubois County. When I discuss elections out in the public, the number one question I get is, how do I learn more about candidates? How do I know who I'm supposed to be voting for? So that's why I felt like it was really important to host this evening and bring the candidates together to let them have a chance to be their own voice for those that want to know more about who they are. Thanks to all the candidates for coming to share more about yourselves with the voters. We invited all the candidates to come this evening that are on the ballot. We asked that the contested race candidates prepare a 3-minute speech to talk about who they are and why they think they are the best candidate for the office they're seeking. So the non-contested candidates, thanks for coming, but we'll let you sit in the audience and enjoy the rest of the process. Thanks to the media for being here tonight. We couldn't do this without their help because they really help spread the word of what the candidates have to say tonight. So really appreciate them being here. I would like to start by introducing all of the candidates that are on the ballot. So we'll start with who they are and what offices they're seeking, and then we'll go into having the contested races come up and talk. So we'll start with the city of Jasper. For the office of mayor, Dean Vonderheid is running. Just stand up and... For clerk-treasurer, we have Bridget Jarbo-Bartley and Kirsten Canese. For at-large council, Nancy Eckerly, Phil Mundy, and Dan Kryline. That office is vote for 2, so we'll talk more about that in a little bit. District 2 is John Schrader. District 3 is Chad Leakin and Ben Naratowski. District 4 is Vince Helming and David Hurst. District 5 is Paul Lorai. District 6 is Kevin Manley. He and Ben were not able to be here tonight. It's fall break, and they had other plans. So for the city of Huntingburg, for the office of mayor, we have James Hofe and Neil Elkins. For clerk-treasurer, we have Thomas Dipple. I think he's here. For council at large, Eric Yoakum and Tim Ware. District 1 is Glenn Kissling. District 2 is Jeffrey Bounds. District 3 is Steve McFerrin. District 4 is Pamela Bolte and Carrie Blessinger. Again, Carrie Blessinger was out of town. He had other plans because of fall break. The other thing that I mentioned tonight is not a person, but it's another thing on the ballot for some of our county. The Northeast Dubois School Corporation has a public question, and Jason Hagan is here representing Jeep Strong, PAC, to speak on behalf of that question. So welcome, Jason. So we're going to go into the forum, and it'll take place a little like this. I'll call the candidate up who will be speaking. I'll start the timer when they begin. We've asked everybody to keep it to 3 minutes. So I have just a printed out piece of paper that has a little caution triangle on it, and then another one that has a stop sign on it. When you have 30 seconds left to talk, I'll give you the caution sign, and then I'll give you the stop sign when you've hit 3 minutes. Wrap it up and move on so everybody gets a chance to talk and we're not here too late. We will not have questions for the candidates while they're at the podium. If you want to talk to the candidates afterwards, by all means approach them, let them know you have questions that you want to talk to them about. We will start with City of Jasper candidates, and we'll start first with Kirsten Knies. If you would come up here to the podium and hold the microphone, that'd be great.
Good evening, and welcome to the Candidate Forum. Thank you for taking the time to attend, and thank you for tuning in. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kirsten Knies, current clerk-treasurer for the City of Jasper. I'm a lifelong member of the community. My parents are Mike and Marcia Heil, and my husband is Jason Knies, son of Joe and Jeannie Knies. Jason and I have 5 daughters, Hallie, Harper, Harriet, Hayden, and Hannah Kate. I have always felt pulled to local government and have a strong desire to serve my community. I believe my interest grew from watching my dad serve as vice principal, principal, and later assistant superintendent for Greater Jasper Schools. I graduated from Indiana University with degrees in political science and sociology. I worked as a state and local government contract specialist for Kimball office and then in various roles with the County of Dubois before I was elected City of Jasper clerk-treasurer by precinct committee chairpersons. I have a strong understanding of government policies, laws, regulations, and I am committed to transparency, accuracy, and integrity. The clerk-treasurer has many important responsibilities, such as managing the financial affairs of the city, preparing the city budget, record keeping, reporting, investing, payroll, and compliance. My main goal is to protect the city's finances and ensure taxpayer dollars are used wisely and efficiently. In my current term, my department has recognized areas that need improvement and have made great strides towards those improvements. We have also overcome some challenges. 2 of my staff members retired, taking with them each over 20 years of knowledge and experience. We were able to hire and train quality, valuable candidates in their place. Our team assisted the police department in upgrading timekeeping software to better fit their needs. We are working with the city attorney and our municipal advisors to develop a City of Jasper investment plan. We are implementing a project tracking process that allows us to keep the council up to date on project funding and fund balances. We went through a 2-year State Board of Accounts audit and came out clean with no audit remarks. And this fall, we presented to the council for approval a nearly balanced budget for 2024. By collaborating and working together with Mayor Vonderheide and city department heads, we were able to bring to the table a budget within $10,000, as opposed to the council having to make cuts sometimes in excess of millions of dollars. We have built bipartisan trust and relationships with colleagues, stakeholders, and members of the community. I look forward to the opportunity to continue the work my team has started, to continue to build on the achievements of our office, and to continue to see progress in the City of Jasper. I have many of the same concerns as each of you. I worry about my family's safety. I worry about the rising costs of food and health care. I worry about paying for college and affording retirement. And I worry about my property tax bill. I understand firsthand that taxpayer dollars are crucial to running a clean, safe, prosperous city. Upon re-election as clerk-treasurer, I will work hard to protect the city's finances and ensure taxpayer dollars are used wisely and efficiently. I will work hard to ensure the city continues to provide you, the citizens, with the services that make this city great. And I will be respectful of how those services affect your tax dollars. I ask you to vote Kirsten Knies for clerk-treasurer. Thank you.
Next up, we'll bring up Bridget Jarbo Bartley.
Good evening, and as Madam Clerk said, my name is Bridget Jarbo Bartley. First, I would like to thank you all for being here. I would also like to thank the Republican Party and the Democratic Party for allowing us this opportunity. I am married to Mike Bartley, and we have 3 children, Tyler, Jacob, and Grace. Tyler and Jacob both have moved back to Jasper, are gainfully employed and working in Dubois County. Grace is studying to be a teacher at Indiana University with a minor in theater and dance, and is hoping to come back and join the community here and teach. My parents are Joan Jarbo and the late Art Jarbo. I have 4 brothers, Bruce, Byron, Brent, and Brady. I studied at Vincennes University Vincennes campus. I have a degree in interior design and fashion merchandising. I am a graduate of the Lugar Series. I also was in the first class for the Dubois County Leadership Academy. Currently, I'm working part-time at Siebert's, and I work the trade shows with my husband for TDI Brands. I am the former county clerk of Dubois County from 2011 until 2018. During that time, there were 3 different budgets that were controlled by that office. During that time, along with the election board, were able to work with the election budget with a savings of over $75,000 per presidential election and save the city half of the costs of an election. During the time as clerk, I had the opportunity to work with the Department of Local Government Finance. I also had the opportunity to work with the State Board of Accounts, many options and many times. Been through many audits. Would love to say that they were perfect, but they're not. Neither am I. Kept records for all of our employees. I was responsible for their time and for payroll. I also, during the time that I was in office, we were able to consolidate into polling centers, not our current polling centers, but consolidate the polling centers. This is what led to our $75,000 savings for the presidential elections. With that, my experience working with the state departments and working in budgeting and working with the public, I feel make me a good candidate to sit in and work with our local government. We need to be able to ask questions. We need to work hard and make sure we are holding everyone responsible every time with what we are doing in our offices. We need to be looking for grants. I have helped with grant writing before and would love to continue that and help with them moving forward so that we can continue to save our citizens as much money as possible. We need to work on our safety, as Kirsten said, all of our departments with fire and with the police department. So I ask that you vote for me, Bridget Jarbo Bartley, on November 7th. Thank you.
Okay, next up, we're going to go to at-large council. We'll have Dan Kryline come up and talk.
Okay. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I want to thank Amy Kempenbrock, Dubois County Republican Party, the Dubois County Democrat Party. My name is Dan Tryline. I'm 31 years old. I've been a lifelong resident of Jasper, Indiana. My parents are Michael and Norma Tryline, Dr. Norma Tryline. I have one brother. He is Greg. He's a Sullivan County Sheriff Deputy, south of Terre Haute there. I am married to my wife, Macy, of 7 years. We have one son, Daniel Jr. He's 5 years old. I was born here, raised here, and I've stayed here. And I also work in Jasper also. Graduated from Jasper High School in 2010. I got an associate's degree in business management from VU in Vincennes in 2015. I ran a in-home daycare in the past, so I can handle 12 kids. I can handle what might be thrown at me in city council. I received the Eagle Scout rank in Boy Scouts in 2010 before I graduated high school. I want to represent everyone, especially the people of my age or younger, in city council, and also the people that are trying to make a living while living in Jasper that are my age. I want to represent all citizens equally, whether they're Republican or Democrat. I'm not picky. I also want to be the equal representation of on the council of all generations. I'd like to at least help upgrade the accessibility of city council meetings via virtual, and all, for Zoom calls or Zoom meetings and all that, to make sure everybody has an opportunity to view the city council meetings. I want to help Jasper into the future. I want to have more proactive infrastructure upgrades in the city of Jasper, make sure that everything is getting done with the gas lines or all the utilities, basically. I want to focus on full wellness, health and financial wellness in the city of Jasper. I think the 1% food and beverage tax is a good thing because it allows everybody that comes to Jasper and eats in Jasper, it helps use their money to pay for all the the wellness center and everything else, not just property tax raising and all that to help pay for everything else. It allows visitors who use our roads that might use the wellness center to help pay for it. Why should you vote for me? Well, I'm a common person. I've lived in Jasper all my life. I want to help Jasper into the future, help be a voice for the younger generation into government. One of these days, it already is. It's my world, whether I like it or not. There's certain people that try to be a generational pioneer. I don't claim to be one. I just love Jasper and want to be part of the future. I want more vocal public involvement in meetings and improvements. And the millennials need to step up and be more active in government, and I want to be the start of it. I'd appreciate if you vote Daniel Tryline for City Council at large. Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we're going to do another candidate for at-large council, Nancy Eckerly.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here tonight and to tell you what I'm already working on as a current member of the Jasper City Council. The Reach Alert System. I've already introduced this to the mayor and to the council. Communication makes a big difference in any organization or community, and this type of system enables a citywide notification that would reach out to residents for things like storm alerts, yes, but also change in trash days, stranger danger, snow routes, a variety of things that could be going on in your community. It is time now that we move Jasper to a community of a more efficient communication, awareness, and connectivity, and get a system for any type of communication, not just the current sirens that we have and that we use for storms. The homeless population. Yes, this does exist in Jasper, and I want to make sure to help folks move from living with family and friends, living in their vehicles, and yes, that does happen in Jasper or in other locations throughout the community in public places, and get them into getting a job and also an affordable place that they could call home. We are working very hard to get projects completed in Jasper, such as the new outdoor pool, the driving range, North and South Main Street in the downtown area, the maintenance of road jack projects that have been going on for 20 years, and many, many other projects. And then let's get started with developing a new comprehensive master plan for Jasper. These plans in Jasper don't just sit on the shelf like they do in many communities. They're used daily as a guide in all departments for moving our city forward and for preparing departments to budget for long range, 10 to 20 years ahead of planning and then implementation. Our city has grown by 11% over the past 12 years. This has been steady growth, which now puts us over 16,000 residents. Can you imagine? Jasper is now over 16,000. But so how can people become engaged and involved? Well, find your passion or do something out of your comfort zone. Now is the time to be looking at your neighborhood or anywhere in the city. If you see something, good or bad, speak up, say something, alert officials if they need to be alerted about things going on. But also look out for your neighbors. Be aware of any changes or situations and help your neighbors. And just get back to knowing your neighbors and being a good neighborly community. Anyone that knows me knows that I continually speak about project ownership and future maintenance, meaning that some department, some organization must claim ownership and be responsible for the financial and physical upkeep on each project. As a current council member, and my promise if I get reelected, I am so proud to serve the citizens of Jasper, and I take this job very seriously. I take time to be aware of issues, to assess situations, questioning again and again, how will projects be paid for, taken care of, and maintained, and act in the best interest for a positive future for Jasper and our residents. I ask that you push the button next to my name when you go to vote, either early or on November 7th. Thank you.
Next up, our other candidate for at-large, Phil Mundy.
Thank you very much. Nancy, you're always a tough one to follow up, so I'll do my best here. And thank you for everything you do for the community. Good evening. My name is Phil Mundy, and I'm serving my 5th year as Jasper City Council at large. I would like to thank all of you for coming, and VUJ and all those responsible for putting on this event. A few things about myself. My wife Karen and I are parents of 2 adult children, Ben and his wife Lydia, Anna and her husband Cameron, and of course the newest addition to our family, our granddaughter Sophie. We are members of St. Joseph Parish, where Karen and I serve on the picnic committee and run the world-famous lemonade stand. I also serve as an usher, and I'm on the building and grounds committee there also. As well as being a city councilman, I also serve on the redevelopment commission for the city of Jasper. I am a child advocate for Dubois County CASA, where I'm currently active on 2 cases. We believe our children are our greatest asset and must be protected. I'm a volunteer driver for the Disabled American Veterans Service and have the honor of transporting our heroes to regional hospitals and clinics. I serve as a volunteer board member of DC Multisports. We host events to increase tourism in our area as well as providing outdoor activities for our community. These include the Heartland Half Marathon, the Strassenfest bike ride, pickleball tournaments, and more. I am a member of Jasper Endows today and tomorrow through Jasper Engines. Our organization raised money for charities such as the Dove House, CASA, emergency devices for our fire departments and EMS, and many more. After over 25 years of owning businesses and building in the downtown area, I am currently employed as a lean manufacturing instructor at Jasper Engines. I referee local basketball games and umpire Jasper youth baseball with my son and son-in-law. In my free time, I am an active member of the local cycling community. My family can often be seen enjoying our walking and multi-use trails and local parks. We are strong supporters of our parks. What are important issues for my next term? Continuation. Continuation of supporting our local businesses and economic development, small, medium, and large. It is imperative as a city government we provide all available tools to guarantee their success. If you look around our community, you will see the hand that these businesses played in our community. From parks, cultural center, infrastructure, to future endeavors like the Wellness Center. We must continue creating more housing, not just a house, but a home they can take pride of ownership in. We must also ensure the aging neighborhoods stay relevant and not fall into disrepair. For most people, their home is one of their largest assets. As a community-driven council, we can assist with that. And lastly, we must continue to provide our police and fire departments with the best equipment to assure our protection and to ensure their safety as well. We have one of the best communities in the Midwest. Let's continue moving forward. I would appreciate your vote for re-election. Thank you.
All right, next up, we're going to move to District 3. Ben Nowatarski was out of town. He had previous plans. It's fall break for school, so he had other plans. So he's not here, but we're going to welcome Chad Leakin to the microphone.
Thank you, Amy. Ben, I just got a text from Ben. He said I can have his 3 minutes. Okay. Good evening. My name is Chad Leakin. I'm Jasper City Councilman for the 3rd District. And in 2019, I was blessed to receive 83% of the popular vote. To those who supported me, I say thank you. Together, you and I are an overwhelming majority. I first ran for council because I was concerned about Jasper's potential to attract and retain young families. Our tax base and our employers are dependent upon sustained growth. Without it, more and more of the tax burden falls to the individual taxpayer. Well, there's an old saying in business that if we ain't growing, we're dying. Well, Jasper is not dying. I'm proud to report to you that in the 10 years between 2010 and 2020, our population grew by 11%, as Nancy mentioned. And our median age is now 38. We're getting younger. That's a good thing. Our median income, our per capita income is higher than the state average, and our unemployment rate is consistently lower than the state average. You might say things are looking better for Jasper's future all the time. Just last month, for example, a young Marine veteran moved his family back to Jasper. He graduated high school at Jasper High School in 2019. He brought his wife and 4 children here to establish a financial services practice. His bride was educated right here at VUJ, and she is now gainfully employed at Memorial Hospital. I won't mention any names, but hers rhymes with my oldest daughter. By growing the tax base, Jasper has enjoyed one of the lowest property tax rates in the area. Your city council just voted to again lower the tax rate. I was proud to be one of those votes. To take things to the next level, however, we need to think and act regionally. We need to be both competitive and collaborative. Now, there seems to me a model from the agricultural world that works well in this situation. I'm reminded of the farmer who every year would take his seed corn to the state fair and earned grand champion top prize. And every single year he would share that seed corn with his neighboring farmers, and so they could plant it in their own fields. When asked by a reporter why he would do such a thing, he said, well, it's simple, really. If I surround myself with inferior corn, I'm going to be yielding inferior results, because the wind is going to pick up pollen from their fields and come over to mine. If I really want to reach my truest potential, my highest potential, I need to help my neighbor reach his. And I think that's about right. I think Jasper will continue to lead the way to excellence, but I think working collaboratively with other cities and counties, we can reach the next level. I appreciate your vote now or on November 7th, And together, you and I will continue to have our overwhelming majority be a force for good in city government. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to District 4, City of Jasper, Dave Hurst.
Hi, I'm Dave Hurst, and I'm running for re-election to the Jasper City Council from District 4. I've been privileged to represent District 4 for the past almost 8 years. During that time, I've talked to or met with many residents to address issues and answer questions. I've proven that I can work with other city departments to make improvements for residents in my district, from maintaining and installing streetlights to street improvements and water drainage issues. Several city projects were also completed during my time on the council. The 10 Clark Cultural Center, the Riverfront Project, and the downtown renovation, which just had a grand opening the other day. I am a lifelong resident of Jasper. I worked in the woodworking industry for 44 years in various positions related to selling, servicing, and managing accounts. Since I am retired, I have the availability and flexibility to meet with people and attend meetings at any time, day or night. I have kids who work here, as well as grandsons in the school system. I've committed to making Jasper the best it can be. In order to retain our youth and attract other people to our community, we need to offer competitive paying jobs, maintain top-notch schools, keep our city clean and attractive with adequate housing and good roads, as well as provide family-friendly activities and spaces to enjoy time together. While I represent District 4, the City Council makes decisions for all the citizens of Jasper. The council is comprised of 7 voting members. There's only so much money available for projects, and we have a responsibility to work together to decide where it should be spent. Residents in my district have expressed the desire to see more walking and biking paths, as well as more sidewalks. Several months ago, I did a drive around with the street commissioner to determine areas that might work for walking or biking paths, as well as where sidewalks provide more walking safety. I walk every day and bike several times a week, so I understand the safety concerns of residents. Our assessment has been documented for further future consideration. Jasper is blessed with the name recognition for excellence. I bring experience and commitment to the City Council. Given the opportunity, I will continue to work hard for the citizens of Jasper. If you live in District 4, I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
All right, now we'll welcome Vince Helming.
I didn't know we were going to be limited to 3 minutes, so I've been frantically got my pen. Am I on the clock already? Good evening. I'm Vince Helming, and I am the Republican candidate for Jasper City Council representing District 4. I was fortunate tonight to have this event in this venue because not only do I live in District 4, but I also work in District 4. My office is just down the hall here. I am an assistant professor for Vincennes University. I am in my 4th year as the construction technology instructor here on the VU Jasper campus. Prior to this role, I have been working alongside my dad for many years in his local small business, specializing in architectural restoration and copper work. So some of you may have seen me on a local church steeple or two. At VUJ, I'm responsible for helping to develop and implementing the curriculum for the Career and Technical Building Trades program, or the CTE program. And I work with local high schools to help them learn a skilled trade and to also help them advance in their personal and college careers. With my CTE students, I'm proud to say that this will be the third year that those two classes of high school juniors and seniors will be the primary builder for the Habitat for Humanity house. This year, that house is going to be in Jasper on the north side of town, so that we have started that build. The groundbreaking, the official ceremony will be October 28th. So if you've got any interest in that program, you can reach out to me or to the Habitat. I was born in Jasper, but I grew up in Ireland. I did go to Jasper Middle School, Jasper High School. I attended Vincennes University, Jasper, Vincennes University, and Indiana University, Bloomington. At a certain point in my life, I ended up moving to Evansville, and that's where I met my lovely wife, Candace. We chose to move back to the area and eventually to Jasper. So this is where we decided to start and raise our family. We now have 4 school-age children. I've got a senior, a sophomore at JHS, and then I've got an 8th grader, and I've got a 4th grader at Holy Trinity. And we moved here because of the type of the community that Jasper is and the opportunities that were there for us and for our children. So Jasper's always been known as a community with strong values and strong work ethic and an entrepreneurial spirit. We're known to have great schools with academics and both extracurricular activities for our kids, and we got many great faith communities here. So Jasper is still a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Oh boy. I'm a newcomer to local politics, but as an educator with a background in construction and small business, I understand the importance of growth and development and how strong work ethic and strong values are what made this community what it is today. So, thank you. Dang it.
Don't forget your phone. It's your pen, too. Thank you for all of the Jasper candidates for coming up and speaking. We're going to move on to City of Huntingburg contested races. We will start with the mayor race. Is James Hofe here? I didn't see him come in. Neil Elkins, mayor of Huntingburg candidate. Perfect. I like that.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Well, as Amy said, my name is Neil Elkins. I'm candidate for mayor for the city of Huntingburg. My goal is not to get the stop sign from Amy before this is all over with, but my history with the city of Huntingburg is that my wife and I moved to Huntingburg in 1988. The following day, we gave birth to our oldest daughter, Emily. We then had another daughter, Abby. Both of those are now graduates of Southridge High School and live in northern Indiana, but we're trying to get them back down here. Susan and I have been active in the community for several years. I've been active in our church and also been a member of both the Jasper and Huntingburg Kiwanis, a board member for Purdue Extension, Habitat for Humanity board member, Young Life of Dubois County, Huntingburg Board of Public Works and Safety, the Board of Commissioners for the Huntingburg Housing Authority, board member for a lot of boards here, Dubois County Chamber of Commerce and advisory board member for Dubois Strong. I've also served with other various regional and statewide organizations. I'm only one of a few nationally certified economic development finance professionals in the state of Indiana. Basically, we can just say whether, as a community, that's going to make money for you or not is what that comes down to. The thought of running for mayor came to me about 3 years ago. It came from that lady right over there, my wife Susan, who looked at me and said, "You know who would be a good mayor?" And I thought, oh, who's she going to mention? She pointed to me, and I think paraphrasing here, but I think she said you. And since that time, she and I have discussed that possibility of me running. And I say us running together because it is a partnership. And after much thought, decision, and a lot of earnest prayer, I came to that decision this year that I needed to run for mayor of city Huntingburg and serve the city. Because see, back in 2010, I changed jobs. I went to work for TRICAP. And made a commitment at that time in 2010 to commit my life to service within the community of Dubois County and Huntingburg. And I did that, continued that during my time as the Community Affairs Director with the Indiana Office Committee on Rural Affairs, but now is the time that I commit my time to serve the city of Huntingburg. My goals include improving the efficiencies of the city department through improving the processes, instituting cost-saving measures, continually developing and training our own employees to be goal-oriented employees, and also develop a strong communication plan among all departments. While continued investment in our community is important, my focus is going to be concentrated on taking care of what we already have and making sure that it's of the highest quality. Important attribute, I think, Mayor, is communication. And one of my attributes is I do listen to people, I do understand what they're saying, and I do act upon what I hear. If elected, I'll commit to humbly serve the citizens of Huntingburg.
Okay, is Eric Yoakum here? Didn't see him come in either. Okay, how about at-large counsel Tim Ware?
Thank you. I'd like to give Amy a thank you for inviting me here tonight. I'm an independent for the council of Huntingburg. My name is Tim Ware. I'm the incumbent councilman at large for the city of Huntingburg. I've served the city in this position for the past 8 years. There are several projects that we started a while back, and I'd like to continue them prior to COVID. When we started to continue to clean up the 231 corridor by the purchase that I wanted to purchase the Dairyland property that all the council wanted to do, and continue on moving forward with the senior citizen facility. But thanks to COVID, that funding all went away, and that would put a halt on a lot of our projects. Being on the council has also served on the utility board, and I serve as the pro tem and council president for over 7 years. I've enjoyed being on the council, and because I've always wanted to give back to use of my time and my experience to help Huntingburg keep moving in the right direction. I've been involved in many things over the past 8 years, such as the land swap of the Maple Park property and the school system, and look forward on being involved with the development of that property to serve the city better. Stellar was a big thing for Huntingburg, as you all know, and because of it, it causes some issues with our downtown parking. I got a lot of thinking done and with the solutions, and started sharing my ideas with the other councilmen, and 2 of them are here tonight. As a result, we added 122 new parking spaces on the 4th Street area. Over the past 8 years, I've also seen a lot of changes in Huntingburg, and these changes are good. I'm also seeing a lot of younger generation coming back to Huntingburg and getting jobs and the use of the city benefits. I also highly supported our fire department, our police department, and the Huntingburg, including our safety for everyone in our city. Over the past 3 years, I brought to the council that our city needs sidewalks in our most dangerous areas where people are walking along the streets. In 2022, we added $25,000 to the 23 budget with a line item to the street department to start building new sidewalks in our area where it's most needed. You can already go through, see the results of the funding on North Chestnut Street, as I pledge to keep that funding in the budget as the best I can. In my 2 terms, I kept my promise in holding the taxes and the utility bills as low as possible. In my first term, I sat in a meeting in Illinois to learn how to lower our tax or natural gas prices, which I recommended to the council, which resulted in Huntingburg joining forces with the other small towns to purchase natural gas in bulk. As a result, we are giving back over $96,000 each year back to the gas customers. I supported the recent upgrade in the water treatment plant, so we can treat our own water with the higher demand without buying it from the higher rate from Patoka Township. Currently, we are working through the initial stages of a wastewater treatment plant. With this to allow the plant to operate more efficiently in the future so we can allow more customers in the city to grow. I've been in contact with both candidates running for mayor. I have expressed my concerns and gave ideas to both of them in hopes to make them a reality someday. I have known both of them for quite some time, and I would be honored to be able to work with them in the future. My parents taught me to leave things better than what you found it, and that's what I'm doing, making things better. Once again, I'm running for councilman at large as an independent candidate for the city of Huntingburg. As I said in the past, and it still holds today, I work and answer to the people and not to a party. And I'd ask you for support for November 7th. Thank you very much.
All right, moving right along, Pamela Bolte from District 4.
Good evening. My name is Pam Bolte, and I am running for Huntingburg City Council District 4. I am the daughter of Phil and Debbie Fisher of Huntingburg. Growing up, I never aspired to be in politics, but I've always loved being involved. I am a mom, a wife, an accountant, and a citizen that truly loves my city. After college, my husband Jesse and I lived in Indianapolis for 11 years. And it was during that time that I was able to fully appreciate what a special city Huntingburg is. As our family grew, we knew that we wanted to come home to raise our 4 children, Isabel, Cooper, Grace, and Hudson, in Dubois County, where Jesse and I both grew up. So 6 years ago, we took the leap and we moved back home. There is so much that has changed and so many exciting things that had happened since we left for college. Downtown Huntingburg has undergone a revitalization with new businesses popping up as well as existing businesses continuing to thrive. The merchants, as well as other organizations like Destination Huntingburg, have worked tirelessly to create events to bring our community together, from Fourth Fridays to Haunted Huntingburg to strolls for every season. We have wonderful event spaces that allow us to stay in Huntingburg to celebrate the special events in our lives. We have amazing parks with walking trails, league stadium, and an amphitheater. For such a small community, we have so many great things happening, and I want to see that momentum continue. I am so proud to call Huntingburg my home. As wonderful as our city is, people do tend to focus on things that they are unhappy with. As an active member of our community, I hear a lot of these things that people would like to see changed. When the council seat in my district opened, I realized that this was my opportunity to make a difference, to be the change that I wanted to see, and to take an active role in making changes and being a voice for my community. I am a firm believer that if you are not part of the solution, that you are part of the problem. Initially, it started out that I was willing to fill an open position, but as I have become more involved with the process over the past year, my passion has grown. My initial goal, which is still one of my main goals for my district, is adding sidewalks, starting with the most heavily traveled streets. I look out my kitchen window nearly every day to see people, many times women with their young children, often carrying groceries or other items from the store, walking down our very busy and narrow street because there are no sidewalks. As I have been more involved in attending council meetings over the past few months, I realize that there is a fund for sidewalks. I want to be the advocate for our district to make sure that those funds are being used for the sidewalks that my district desperately needs. As I have talked with residents over the past month, I've realized that there is also issues with rental properties that are in despair and being neglected by landlords. I would like to create and enforce stricter ordinances for landlords to provide safe housing for their tenants. As decisions are being made for our city, I want to make sure that I'm standing up and speaking for what I believe is best for our city and for my district. I want members of my district to feel comfortable calling me so that we can discuss changes that they would like to see and ideas that they have. If elected, I will provide a fresh perspective to the council, and I will represent and be a voice to the people of District 4 so that they are not left behind as our community continues to grow. Thank you.
Okay, the other candidate was for District 4 is Kerry Blessinger, and he wasn't able to be here tonight as he had previous plans for fall break. At this time, I'd like to ask Jason Hagan to come up and speak about the Northeast Dubois School Corporation question that's on the ballot.
Good evening, everybody. I looked at the clock before I stood up here. I got about 40 minutes, so buckle up. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Jason Hagan, and I am the chairperson for Jeep Strong. The goal of Jeep Strong is to bring awareness to the upcoming referendum renewal opportunity in the Northeast Dubois County School District. I appreciate the opportunity to speak this evening. Thank you to Amy for inviting me. As a quick kind of 3 points that I want to discuss tonight in, some misconceptions and some things that have changed since our current operating referendum back in 2016. So those 3 points are, how would the referendum dollars be focused? A quick explanation of the question itself and why the renewal is important. The funds would be focused towards academic programming, managing class sizes, and extracurricular activities. These 3 areas are vital to the development, growth, and success of our students. Let's transition into the question itself. So the beginning of the question is really identical to the question that was on the ballot in 2016. However, some recent legislation requires a mandatory addition of the following. So I'm going to read it to you. The property tax increase requested in the referendum was originally approved by the voters in 2016, and if extended, will increase the average property tax paid to the school corporation per year on a residence within the school corporation by 22.2%. And if extended, will increase the average property tax paid to the school corporation per year on a business property within the school corporation by 22.2%. Increase of 22.2%? Say what? Seems very confusing. I assure you that it doesn't mean, if approved, that overall property taxes would increase by 22.2%. So what does 22.2% actually mean? The 18-cent referendum is a cap, so the corporation utilizes what is needed of that cap each year. For example, the current tax rate is 97.7 cents. For the current year referendum, the amount is 16.63 cents. You must take the difference of these numbers to get the non-referendum tax rate of 81.07 cents. Then take the 18-cent cap divided by this non-referendum tax rate of 81.07 cents. So what's that saying? It's pretty simple. 18 cents equals 22.2% of the overall non-referendum tax rate. That's it. Since this is a proposed renewal of our current rate, the word increase is not important. 18 cents is 18 cents, or 22.2%. A better word could have been used like continuation, but the rules are the rules. The referendum is vital in continuing and expanding the academic programming at Northeast Dubois. One very exciting program created within the last few years is our Jeep Engineering and Manufacturing, our GEM program. The program currently has partnerships with 2 of the largest employers in our county and is continuing to explore new community partnerships with other local companies. This is a great opportunity for our students to skill and prepare for future careers right out of high school with local companies. Along with a very successful GEM program, Northeast Dubois will soon be an Indiana STEM certified school. Northeast Dubois is also preparing students for higher education as an Indiana College Core high school and will soon be designated as an early college high school, allowing students to earn both a high school diploma and obtain an associate's degree at graduation. As you can see, Northeast Dubois has a lot of wonderful student opportunities and more that will come in the future. The opportunities that a school of our size is able to provide students is phenomenal. Vote yes on November 7th. Thank you.
So So thank you to all candidates for being here. Thank you for joining us this evening. If you're not a candidate, hope you've learned something new or take away something new that you can share with your neighbor or your friends or your family. Please note there is polling information in the back. If you have any questions about voting, you may visit indianavoters.com. To end this evening, I'd like to leave you with 3 quotes that I found powerful when thinking about elections. Ronald Dahl said, "Somewhere inside of all of us is the power to change the world." Susan B. Anthony said, "Someone struggled for your right to vote. Use it." And lastly, Beth Broderick said, "I love voting day. I love the sight of my fellow citizens lining up to make their voices heard." Tell your neighbors and friends and family to go vote.